The school lockdown, a race against time. I'm a retired New Jersey police officer throughout my 20 years in the force. The most disturbing call I ever received was for a school lockdown happening at a nearby middle school, of which I'll leave out the name for legal reasons. It happened on a stormy, dark day. My car number was called on the radio to respond to a lockdown where a suspicious-looking man was seen stepping out from a white van parked behind a school and walking into the back door by the boys' locker room. I pulled up to the back parking lot of the school right next to the white van. Nobody was inside, and all the doors and trunk were locked. I opened the red back door that entered into the gym hallway. Right by the locker rooms, the main lights had been turned off, so the whole inside of the school was dark. I unholstered the flashlight from my belt and used it to navigate the halls. I made it to the lobby of the school where a woman emerged from the front office quietly telling me to check the boys' locker room but to be careful because the person might be armed. I called for backup on my radio and a short backup was already on the way. I made it back to the hallway I entered from where I found the boys' locker room right next to the exit. I pushed it open very quietly. There were no windows in the rooms, therefore there was no light whatsoever in that locker room, only the light provided by the flashlight. There was a white noise in the room, some kind of beds on the ceiling blowing air. But even over that I was hearing faint scratching type noises or little dings on the locker doors from the other side. I was supposed to make my presence as a police officer known, but honestly, I was just too scared. The tension in the room was insane. I held my flashlight in one hand and my gun in the other as I snuck to the other side of the locker room. It seemed like wherever I was in the room, the dings and thuds would be coming from the other side. I was standing in the corner of the locker room right by the door to the bathroom when the sound of someone slamming a locker door from another room made me jump out of my skin. I went in the direction where I heard the slam to find out that it was from the boys' football team locker room. There was no door separating the main locker room from the football locker room. The lockers in here were also 3 times the size. I finally had the nerve to make my presence known by shouting police. After shouting police, a kid started screaming help from somewhere in the room. It was very muffled, though the kid pounded on the locker door on the other side of the row I was in. When I found out that the boy was trapped inside of a locker, I felt sick in my stomach. I told them I'd be right back once again, calling for backup while running outside to where the white van was. It was gone. My biggest mistake was not getting the plate number. First, I told dispatch to be on the lookout for a suspicious white band. I ran back into the school and instructed the staff in the front office to end the school day and to send somebody with the key to the locker room to get the boy out of the locker. The boy was held by the man with a knife on his back. As I speculate, the man was quietly trying to get the 12-year-old boy to his van. The boy was bleeding on his arm from the man cutting him while resisting. The man's van was spotted a week later in a 7-Eleven parking lot where he was arrested after being properly identified.